joking. It's not that fast. Hey everyone, welcome to the new shop truck. So a few of you will have seen some teaser pictures that we put up a couple of days ago when we went to go and pick up this car. So timing's a bit different to what we had planned initially. So plans were always to finish the 998 off, get that roadworthy again, get it through an MOT, and kind of make it a somewhat usable road car if whoever buys it chooses to. The money from that sale was then going to go towards buying our new demo car or shop car, whatever you want to call it. And it just so happens that the right car at the right money kind of came up a few months too early, I guess. Such as life, timing is never quite right. So we took a bit of a gamble. Luckily, a customer of ours with the time attack car, as it happened, they're about 50 meters or so away from where this car was parked up and for sale, so they went and had a look at it for us. And then yesterday we took about a 4-hour drive up to Lincoln, kind of sight unseen I suppose, and picked up this pretty wonderfully built Clubman estate. So let's talk plans for this going forwards, before anyone jumps to conclusions and tells me that I'm not stupid enough. Yes, this will end up with a big turbo build on it, but not yet. Sadly, despite what social media tells you, I am not made of money and I can't afford to throw 15 or 20 grand in this to make it what it could be, ultimately. So we're going to do this build in phases, just to get things right. So first steps are just going to be, we'll go through suspension, brakes, basic maintenance, and basically just get it a good, usable, drivable car. That should be fairly quick. The spec on the car is already pretty good, so we don't have a huge amount that we need to do for this. Phase 2, which hopefully will be fairly soon after we sell our 998, and that will be to throw one of our new Haltech EFI packages on this. So that will be the whole package, the Nexus S2, full loom, our billet throttle body or billet injector housing, the 54mm throttle body. It will stay NA for now, so we'll do it with the filter pack on the back, the med crank pulley, the whole package, exactly what any of you guys will buy from us, just so that we can test it and kind of use it. So the plan is for IMM 25, we will have fuel injection, a decent stance, a decent drivable car, something that we will have driven there, which is only about an hour and a half or so for us, but just to show off what the kit's capable of. Following that, we will then start an engine build, which will be 200 horsepower plus capable is the plan. Dare I say it, that's fairly easy done these days, at least for us and a couple of others anyway. This car will then end up likely having one of our prototype kits from early last year put back on it. So it'll be a side mount kit with probably in the long run a GBC 20 or the Pulsar version, with the EFI and everything on it, with a plan to have 4 or 5 drive settings of varying different power levels, basically so that we can show any prospective customers what these cars are capable of. It's quite difficult these days. People will say, oh, I want 200 horsepower, but they probably don't. These cars are kind of scary with anything more than about 150. So we want to be able to take people out, show them a couple of different power levels and say, look, this is what's capable, this is what you can have, is this what you want or is it not? It'll end up with one of our shifter packages in it. We'll put a full exhaust system on there. We're just in the process of doing some suspension parts, just to try and fix a couple of the somewhat inherent issues that these standard setups have. But yeah, that's kind of the breakdown of the car itself. The car right now, so the spec as we bought it, so as I said, we only picked it up yesterday. It's a 1979 Clubman estate. It was built by a guy called Cy, and I don't know him, but I know of him from Bumper County Minis, so the big group of guys up in Lincolnshire. He built it over 2 years. He painted it himself, he built it himself, the whole lot. And to be fair, he's done a really good job for something that's been done in a garage. There's a couple of little issues here or there, or I wouldn't say issues, there's things that I might not necessarily have done, or maybe everyone else. But it was certainly built to his taste, and fair play to him. Sadly, he's no longer with us, and we bought this off of his late wife. So there's a couple of things that he's done to the car that we're not going to change as a bit of a sign of respect, I guess. And again, just because he's done such a good job, and it'd be unfair not to pay homage to the original builder. So if we go from the front, so standard Clubman estate in terms of the body, there's nothing been done. It's got mini special arches on it with 12-inch mini lights. That is it from the outside, to be honest. He has swapped the 1100 out for a 1275. We're not entirely sure what is in it. It goes along pretty well, so I'd be comfortable enough to say that it's basically a standard rebuild. It's got no kind of scary parts on it. From what I can gather, the head is standard, cam standard, so let's call it a 60 horsepower engine, right? It's got a Maniflow exhaust on, which I think is a bit of a hodgepodge of various different parts, but it sounds okay. We're going to swap it for one of ours in a week or so. We'll put a twin box on it just because I prefer the loud cars, but we do plan to drive this as much as possible with the wife and son in the car, so it's only fair to them for it to not be too loud as I'd want, I guess. Suspension wise, it's already on some decent shocks. I couldn't tell you what brand they are, but they ride okay. It is on high lows with some somewhat worn in donuts, so the ride isn't too bad. We will stick some 10s on it just because 10s are the right wheels. So it'll end up on 10x6s, probably some mini lights or something. Navigate traffic with people that don't know what lane to get in. Always good fun. Yeah, so we're going to swap it onto 10s. We'll put some decent tyres on it to start with, just because we will end up turning the power up eventually. And we'd like to be able to thrash this around a little bit if we can. It's got some decent adjustable suspension on. It's all on some poly bushes, which is not really my preference just because of the quality of poly bush kits available for these. Subframe's rubber mounted with polys up top, so we'll swap some of those out. We will end up putting, we'll put some solid steadies on the solid pushes onto the subframe. We'll probably do some solid engine steadies just to prep us for the internal gear linkage as well as the turbo build in the future. Rear end again, pretty generic. Nothing too crazy. So again, high lows, cones, standard frame. So it's a really nice little car, to be fair. It's been a long time since I've driven one of these in standard trim. For anyone that knows my car when it was on the road, it was a bit of a nightmare. It was always overpowered, over-spec'd for a road car. It was great fun once you get used to it, but it's definitely not for the faint-hearted, whereas this is just a bit chill to drive, to be honest. Really nicely done interior, so he swapped it to a 3-clock dash. It's got a VAT gauge, it's got an oil pressure gauge, it's got a voltmeter and a stereo. Not that you can hear anything on the stereo. Interior is a standard Mayfair interior, just with some new seat covers on it, but they do match the outside of the car, so it's quite cool. Not massively my favourite, but again, it wasn't built for me, so those are just some little things that will change. On the outside, it's a shade of sage green, I guess. I'm not really sure what the colour code is. There is a tin of paint in the back. It's got a code on it that I'll have to try and work out. It's probably a 4-year-old paint tin that's got a bit of scribbles on it, so it's not the most legible handwriting on there. But yeah, really nice car. Quite enjoyed just driving it to and from work. I've since remembered how uncomfortable these things are. Strangely enough, I would probably go so far as to say the 998 is more comfortable to sit in and drive than this is. I sit a lot lower, a tiny bit further back. Obviously we did a lot of work years ago to get the steering wheel right in between me, move the pedal box, various other things. So as a standard car goes, it's nowhere close. Yeah, a few little issues we need to sort out. So you can probably hear the idle is really high. It's not the end of the world. Take 2 seconds to sort that one out. The rev counter doesn't work, the voltmeter doesn't work, or the alternator doesn't work, one or the other. There's a couple of tiny little patches of rust bubbling through here or there, which I'm not going to touch. Not yet anyway. All the electrics seem to work. Lights are all good, wipers are good. It does have a tow bar on the back, which is somewhat questionably mounted. It was used apparently, and I've seen pictures of it, so fair play, but it's bolted through the boot floor, not really bolted to the subframe anywhere, so it's not the strongest thing in the world, so that'll be coming off for 2 reasons. One, well, I say a few reasons. I don't think we'll ever tow with this car. Maybe we'll stick a tiny little box on it at some point if the tow bar's still on there, but I doubt it. We plan to run this fairly low, nowhere near as low as the 998 is or was, but low enough. And the tow bar means that the number plate sits beneath, so the number plate is probably one of the lowest parts of the car, especially at the back. So that'll go. In terms of styling changes, not a huge amount. Probably keep the mini special arches on it with some 10x6s. Get the altitude right. We will potentially swap the number plate at the back. So it's a standard length wide number plate, and I think I'm going to try and go for a square plate on one of the rear doors, just to tidy it up a little bit. Eventually I'll change the colour. I'm not going to tell people what that will change to for 2 reasons. One, I don't want anyone to know, and 2, if I decide not to do it, then you'll never know anyway. Yeah, I thought I'd do a quick little vlog as I drive home. See what you guys think. Let us know if you think we should do anything in particular to the car, or not do. If anyone knows the car, if anyone's been around Si, give us a shout, let us know. This car's going to stay with us for a long time, hopefully. There's no plans to make it fast, make it nice and flip it. I've been looking forward to another build for a long time, so this is going to be kind of something to get stuck into if I ever have any free time. But yeah, let us know what you think. Let us know what we should do, shouldn't do. Let us know if you like clubbies or not. I'm kind of looking forward to having some space in the engine bay for a change, because man, round noses are tight. We can fit a big turbo setup in there with a big intercooler, but it is not easy. So yeah, watch and enjoy. So let us know what you guys think. Give us a like, give us a follow, and we'll see you in the next one.